as long as I was a PhD student, I was publishing my work, but that didn't feel like it is validating. I'm not
mm,
saying it's not, but I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life. The reason is because I'm really proud of my dissertation work.
mm,
And I think if we published my work and then we had, let's say, for example, we had recommendations for electronic health records.
mm.
It just sits in papers now because there is a gap between academic publishing and then how industry reads those published papers and takes it to implementation.
Mm.
So which of the big electronic health record companies like Epic or Cerner, who is going to read the paper and then actually, even think about implementing those recommendations? I don't know. So that's where I thought, okay, so this is not very impactful for me in the real
Yes,
sense.
yes.
That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to move from academia to industry, because then I could work on products.
Mm.
And I could see the impact of my work in tangible products. Or
Yes. Mm,
yeah, I'm not saying one is right or another. I think it's
mm.
just personal preference on like
Yes,
what people enjoy doing.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. I totally understand. That is
yeah,
what I think too. I like the research I
yeah,
do, but I really prefer to see the tangible impacts in my lifetime.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. So, like most international students, you need to go through the visa process, and your green card, I heard, just got approved
it
after
didn't get approved yet. I mean, I was in the wait list for 2.5 years. I mean, the green card. Well, there is multiple steps. The
it got
first,
approved, right?
no, the queue. I was in the queue.
Oh, okay.
I was under. Well, I don't know what technicality, I don't want to get into it.
Uh,
I was the EB1 under
mm,
EB1 category.
mm,
It was approved
mm,
2.5 years ago. But for Indian citizens and Chinese citizens, there is a long wait
mm.
for this green card. So now I don't know for whoever is listening to this, if you are aware of the process, my priority date is current, which means I can go, it's the next step. So I
I
applied
see.
for that. It's called adjustment of status. So I applied for going from a non-immigrant to an immigrant. That's the adjustment of status, which will take about 6 months, and then I will get my green card.
Oh, nice, but still a nice step forward. So,
Yes.
how did this visa uncertainty for so many years affect your career decisions?
I need to take a long breath because
Yeah, I see.
it
The
is very, yeah, it's just a lot to deal with. I don't even know where to start. Yeah, I have been in every type of visa possible in the US. I'm not kidding. I started on F1, which is a student visa, and then I went on H1B, which is a work visa.
mm,
But that H1B was not the lottery type. It was
mm,
the cap exempt version, which
mm,
is you don't have to go to the lottery. You just like get the H1B. But the downside of that is also that you cannot transfer to like a cap H1B, which was a struggle because none of the companies would interview me. Yeah, it's a long whole story. Anyway, and then I went back to F1 because I was doing my PhD. And then when I started at ServiceNow, they started applying for the lottery, which happens in April every year. And my visa didn't get picked up in like 3 attempts. It did
mm,
not. So now we were like, okay, what should I do? And then Microsoft applied for a different type of visa just for me to keep going with the job. It's called O1.
mm.
It's people with extraordinary abilities.
Outstanding.
Yeah,
Oh,
outstanding or extraordinary
mm,
ability. Yeah, O1. So I was on one for a year. I had to visit my home in India. I
mm,
got the stamp. And then when I came back, they suggested I apply for H1B again.
mm,
Now that I have a valid visa, we can keep trying for H1B every year because with the O1 visa, what happens is with my green card, if I leave the country with the
mm,
O1 and come
mm,
back,
mm,
I cannot apply for this adjustment of status for 3 months,
mm,
which is a lot because now in 3 months, anything can happen.
mm,
So they applied for lottery again. And then
mm.
now from one, I switched back to H1B. And then what people don't realize is that every time you switch a visa type, you need a stamp if you leave the country.
Oh,
As long as you're in the US, it doesn't matter. But once you leave the country, you need a stamp to come back in. So every time I go home, I need to get a stamp. And now there is so many things changing with the stamping process. Now everybody has to go to an interview. And they changed that, but they didn't come up with new appointments. So it's a whole thing. And that's why I'm just breathing. I'm so thankful that my green card was approved under EB1 because if
mm.
it's under EB2, then I don't know when people will get a green card. EB1 at least has a pathway.